Are we ready? Heath?
Are we ready?
Yep.
Yep.
This is the
This
Commission
is the
on,
Commission on,
this is the
this
Commission
is
on
the Commission on
Disability,
Disability.
Monday, November 10th at 3:31. I'm Rayanne Jacek, the chair, and we'll go around and introduce ourselves.
Peter Moore, Vice Chair.
Karen Wolf. Scribe.
Patricia Sicard, member.
Meg McDowell, member.
And welcome to our new member, Meg.
Thank you.
Jacqueline Schnaka, Executive Assistant for the Town Administrator.
Our first thing on the agenda is the minutes from the October 6th meeting. We had one correction, the spelling of age span, and also the adjournment time for the meeting was not listed. It was 4:30 PM. Does anybody have any other edits to those?
No.
Can I have a motion?
I move that we approve the regular session minutes from October 6, 2025 as corrected.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining?
Abstain.
So we've got one abstention. So our main new business today is we have a presentation from the Massachusetts Commission on Disability. I believe Jeff Dugan is with us via Zoom.
Mm-hmm. Jeff?
Sorry. Yep. Can you hear me all? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Just want to say hi and thank you for having us out. I'm joined with Ralph DeChico, who is MOD's access specialist. We work together pretty closely, and I wanted Ralph to be on the call as well because it depends on all the questions we might get. Ralph has a lot of input for commissions, and we just wanted to spend some time going over some of the resources that we can share with you as well. So whenever you're, and I don't mean to jump the meeting, whenever you're ready, I can start up. I have some
We are
web
ready.
pages to share with you.
We are
as well.
ready.
We are ready.
Thank you
very much for joining us today.
Yeah, definitely. The idea is, so first of all, let me just start with that this is not meant to be a one-off. We really are trying to work this year in the calendar year FY26. We want to work very closely with commissions, and we're trying to revitalize commissions on disabilities and getting more networking between commissions on disabilities. So a lot of your questions, the pre-questions that you gave me, I'm going to answer today. But I also think that we can work together, not only you and I, or MOD and the Tyngsborough Commission, but also the Tyngsborough Commission and other local resources that are there to assist you, such as the local Independent Living Center, which I'll talk about, which is the Northeast Independent Living Center. But we'll get to all of that. So first, I want to say thank you for having MOD out. We have a lot to share today, and might not be able to get to everything, but whatever I share today, Ralph will send out to you all of these documents that we're referencing today, so you don't have to worry about documenting all of that. We will send you out a Word document with everything we talk about, as well as additional resources for you.
Thank you.
So hopefully this will kind of, so let me go through my spiel just a little bit, and then we'll come back, get some questions. Can I just ask, so I keep myself on time, because I could probably talk all day. What time, how much time do you want to give me? I know you have an hour meeting, right? So.
Yes, so we were thinking about a half hour, maybe a little bit more.
Okay. Can someone just keep track of that? Would that be okay? Let me know when I hit the half hour mark.
Sure.
All right. Hopefully I won't go that deep. But I'm going to share my screen if people are able to see it. So let me, sharing's not turned on. Okay.
One thing that I want to ask is, do you have their email so that you can send it to me so that I will be able to send them the information?
Yes, I will make sure I get that to you. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, nice. Someone gave me the screen. So I'm just going to share my Windows screen. I hope everyone can see it. I'm actually going to make it so I can see it better by having it centered. Ralph, can you see this? Can you see the MOD's webpage?
Yes, all set.
Okay. And if there's anything too small, people, please let me know. I will definitely zoom in a little bit more. But what I'd like to start off with is just kind of go through a couple of key resources you might want to have bookmarked. One is our website. MOD is constantly updating this and building this out. So this website's more about self-service than trying to be an answer for everything. There's a lot of good stuff here that we cover. And depending on where someone falls, they might click into different things. But a lot of the educational pieces for commissions, that's what I'm really trying to share with you, is some of the educational pieces that you can use as kind of a, like a template for new members that join. This resource list that I'm going to share with you is just, it's a lot of good things, but it's something you can share with future members, and if you just want a refresher on what commissions do. But our website has a lot of great stuff. One of the biggest topics we have are obviously disability rights and access. As you may be aware, our office, the Massachusetts Office on Disability, offers training, information, and guidance on civil rights, disability civil rights, as well as architectural accessibility. And that's really where Ralph and I come in, is the built environment or the renovation environment. So if there's a larger project going on in Tyngsborough that you think you might want to have MOD come out and work with you as a commission to kind of do a last look over to make sure the town is accepting projects that are compliant with the state codes or the ADA design standards, we'd be happy to be that resource for you to help you. So know that that's a service that we also offer. But there's a lot of great information here. Should you have a topic or question about, let's say, transportation, you can click into that. Service animals and emotional support. The main disability laws and definition of disability, because that's going to be a little different depending on what definition you're looking for. But if you go into something like housing, there's going to be multiple links off of this page, which will bring you to, let me see where I put it, the disability rights and access. And you can see that there's a bunch of tables here. There's also our disability rights and employment. That's stuff that really hasn't been shared too much with commissions, but I think it's something to think about or to be aware of the rights in employment. We have disability rights in housing as well. And again, under each one of these, there's so many things built off of it. So it's growing. And I hope that from the landing page, and I'd like to know the user experience as well, but from the landing page of our website, you can get to a lot of different information, including our training material or training avenues. Ralph and I are pretty, we do a lot of the community access monitor trainings, if you're aware of those. These are free trainings that we offer, but we also offer other trainings on different topics, and we list them here. So if you're interested in that, it is something that we could work with you on, potentially providing a training to you or to your town. We offer these also on our YouTube page. So I'm not going to go over all of them, but there's a lot of videos here that are coming up that you could use for resources or information that you might be looking for. Along with, I'm just going to scroll back to the top. I know it gets people dizzy. We do have a training called the Municipal Commissions on Disabilities Training, which we spend an hour and a half going over the roles and duties and responsibilities of commissions. So if you haven't looked at that, I would strongly urge that you take a look at that video and maybe watch it, depending on what your needs are as a commission. I have other resources that we have. So for example, if you're curious about hosting for accessible events, again, I don't want to promote our website too much, but it's a great resource for you. And then that in conjunction with our website, you can see that we've got all kinds of good stuff on our YouTube page that we're constantly updating. So let's go into some of the things that I want to talk about for the commission. And I might need some live action answers here, but I want to make sure, is Tyngsborough a Chapter 40, Section 8J commission? And what that means is, at town meeting, do they vote to establish you? Or is this a mayor's commission on disabilities?
No, we were voted to be at town meeting.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so you're definitely, which is great, because that's the way to do it. And what I like to provide is also the law that's here. So you guys can have it as, this is the written law. This is what we base all of our training on for commissions, what our Commission on Disability training. I worked through the law here to really build out that training on what the responsibilities are. We also have another law that links to commissions on disabilities called Chapter 40, Section 22G, which are the funds that are received from the handicap parking violations. That $100 to $300 fine in town could go to the commission to use for the benefit of people with disabilities in their community. I'm not sure you have that general law adopted, right? The 22G, or do you know? Do you collect the parking fines?
Jeff, no,
I do not believe we
that's
do have
but
that.
when I had contacted them, they don't. and they adopted 8J in 2018.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, it's just, if you're interested in this, we have many resources that we could share with you about how this can make this happen. I believe in our training, we do talk about it under the commission training. We talk about that as well. But I like you and I like people to have these two specific laws, 8J and 22G, so you know what governs you as a commission on disabilities in the Commonwealth. Talked about our YouTube page. There's going to be some really good resources here if you're curious about ADA Title II Action Guide for what state, local, or county government is supposed to operate as. So we've got all of these different responsibilities and what this means. And when you click into them, they provide you a nice, easy to understand understanding of what this requirement would be. So providing public notice, how would you do it? What are the methods of doing this? What kind of alternate formats might you need? And what would that notice look like? And it gives you all of this. So as a municipality, again, you're advising and working with your community and your municipality. This can be a really great document here to kind of help you line up what your requirements are. We also have a nice tool that we're going to share with you called the ADA checklist for existing facilities. This one here it asks simple yes or no questions about access in the built world, but purely from the ADA perspective. So if someone was to ask the commission, hey, can you measure the bathroom in town hall and let us know if it's ADA compliant? You definitely can, because you can use we have the toilet rooms one here, which you could load up. And once you will see, and I don't mean to take too much time doing this part, but it's going to ask simple yes or no questions. I'll zoom in so people can see it. If I can, of course. So for example, it'll ask you yes or no questions. It'll give you either the documents or the diagrams that might be included in the standards. It will also have room for photos or notes. And it will also give you kind of a, hey, you could do this to fix the problem. Sometimes it's easy fixes. Sometimes you need an elevator, which could be hard, right? But at least it kind of gives you some ideas of how to work through some of those problems. One of the other resources I do want to share with you is the Northeast Independent Living Program. While they sound like they might be a place to live, are you familiar with the Northeast Independent Living Program? It's an advocacy group. They're one of 10 throughout the Commonwealth, but they teach people, independent living skills, and they provide resources on the local level. I just wonder have you ever connected with them?
As a board, I
don't believe that we have.
Okay. No, okay. And it's good to know that they're there. They do serve, obviously, Tyngsborough, and their website here. And again, I'm going to share this with you tomorrow, but you'll have the website so you can look in. I do think you should reach out to them and just introduce yourself, because they may be offering resources and information to commissions on disabilities, just like we are, but they might not know you're there yet. So maybe reach out to them and have that kind of dialogue. They're a great organization. And again, this one serves your particular region. We also have regulations and things that I'm not necessarily going to share, but what I wanted to do, if I can quickly do this, is convert something to Adobe so I can put it into the shared screen. Just give me 2 seconds while I figure out why it's not doing it. All right, let's see this to my desktop, save. Just give me 2 seconds while it tries to do what it's doing. Oh, I'm so sorry. Things are just hanging up. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I wanted to show you the PDF of the document we're going to share. And I think I missed a couple of documents, so there's one I really want to go over specifically. Let's see if I can put that in there. All right. Ralph, let me know if you can see this, although I know it's super small right this second.
Yeah, it's showing. You're showing the document.
Okay, just give me a moment while it loads on my end. Try to get a better view. Can you do the whole page or what?
So we can see
the document, but we can't read it.
Oh, can you see it here now?
Yeah. Now we can.
Okay, and I'll zoom in. So
Yep.
All the stuff that I've shared with you so far, we're going to be there, but I have some helpful resources here that we can go through. I've got some accessibility, the statewide accessibility services contract. There's web accessibility standards. There is a new law that came out, or executive order, that is currently being worked on for cities and towns to look at their websites and ensure accessibility on their websites. You should check our website for what is it called? It's called I'm sorry what they're calling the initiative. But it's like
WeCat, WeCat. Oh, the website?
no, it's the digital accessibility is what's coming out. The requirements, and some towns, small towns, have a certain time frame. I think it's the end of 26. While larger cities or towns will have, I think, a shorter window to do. But you can find the accessibility information here. You can also find the Architectural Access Board. They are the ones that promulgate and enforce the building codes that are specific for people with disabilities to ensure their safety and use of public-facing buildings. That's a resource to know about, because you are, or should be, being notified of any sort of variances or complaints that may have been filed in Tyngsborough against based on the building code here. And the Architectural Access Board does look for kind of discussions and input on how you feel about that, because you're really on the ground there with new projects. So if you're being asked to look at plans, or if you're being asked to weigh in on variances, the Architectural Access Board does look to your support or your non-support of projects. We are working on our Disability on Commission page, which I should probably open up so we can see it. We are going to be developing this much more in the coming months. What we are hoping to do is really have a statewide Commission on Disability meetings that are going to start up again. We'll have 2 of those a year, where we'll invite all of the commissions to kind of meet and network virtually, at least to start. And we're also going to be working on trying to get mentor commissions that can help support the other commissions out there. Commissions on disabilities, while they do focus on their local municipality, there's a lot of room there to network and work together. For example, Scituate, where I am on the commission in Scituate, Massachusetts, on the coast, we worked with Norwell, Hingham, and Cohasset to have an ADA fair where we brought all of those commissions together and brought other resources together, like state agencies and local resources for people with disabilities. And we had a wonderful meeting back on October 18th where we held that ADA fair for the community. So there's a lot of good way, and you might be working on something that another commission has already worked on that might be helpful to learn about. So we've got a lot of those things that I think are important. Hopefully we can be a resource for you as well. Like maybe we come out once a year to meet with the commission, see what you're doing, or if you have questions that are specific, by all means, reach out to Ralph or myself, and we will definitely work with you on your questions or concerns that you might have. Going back to our listing of documents, so we've got the AB, the Commission on Disabilities, we've got the COD orientation training, which I was showing you on our YouTube page. We also have the sample operating. Let me just see if hopefully this opens. Oh, no. Okay. I might have to share this page. So let me stop share. I'm going to come back to it. And Ralph, just let me know if you have any trouble seeing this, because this is one of the bigger documents that I think we need to just talk about. Then I'll take some questions, and make sure I'm on time with stuff.
Okay.
Just close that. All right. Ooh. Still there, Ralph?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Just got smaller.
Yep, I'm gonna try to zoom it in.
There you go.
All right. So we also produced a document of what commissions are, some guidance, some title and purpose. This is kind of like your, not bylaws, but your operating procedures, your internal operating procedures. And it kind of walks you through what the duties are of a commission. Again, you're going to see that in the video as well. And I'd be really, honestly, if you watch that video and you review these materials that we're talking about now, and you have further questions, by all means, Ralph and I can be available to, again, maybe virtually come out and meet with you and talk with you about those things. But what I want to do is kind of do an information dump for you. That way you can have all of the resources I think are super critical for commissions, and then with further questions. And I know you had some specific questions you had from the email, which I want to make sure I get to. So we'll stop shortly for that. But I wanted to show you some of the resources we have, like what the membership would look like, which you already started up, so you have your membership. There's also some sample what the officers are. We've got meetings, how often to hold meetings. Typically, we offer for 10 meetings a year. We have amendments that can be added to this document. Again, it's not meant to be a formal bylaw. It's meant to be internal processes. We also then have sample goals that commissions will undertake. And that is directly from MGL Chapter 40, Section 8J. There's those 6 listed goals inside of that paragraph, the first paragraph of it, talking about what commissions do. So we've tried to break it down into like 10 separate sections. And really, commissions are as good as their members, right? Commissions they have the expertise at the table of their membership. So you might have membership that can do something in one of these goals that you feel you are very strong at, while other ones of these goals may not be so easy to implement because of the expertise at the table. That's where Ralph and I can come in and try to educate you and work with you on some of those questions you might get. But we've got municipal services that we look at. We look at ensuring businesses and other issues are accessible. We encourage mobility. We encourage increasing accessible, affordable housing. In fact, that is our director's main goal or main topics of information that he wants to work on this year, is trying to figure out how to increase accessible, affordable housing. And obviously, it's going to be a larger discussion than just us. So it'll probably be, it's one of the goals for MOD is to try to help with that, to try to figure it out and try to come up with possible solutions. We also provide information referrals on a broad, commissions would also provide information referrals on a broad range of disability issues. So if there's a question that's raised to you that you're not sure of, and you can reach out to Ralph and I, we can either give you the answer directly so you can turn that around and give the answer back to the consumer or the entity who asked you that question. Or you can give it to us and we can handle if it's something outside of the purview, or if you feel a commission may not have time to do that type of thing, we can help with. And that's where the Northeast Independent Living Program could also come in, because you might get people with some personal services that you're not really going to be equipped to answer as a local commission, where the Independent Living Center may be able to. They could help them advocate for their work environment, for accessibility, right? For the Independent Living Center could help work for someone's accommodation request. It's not something MOD can necessarily do, but we do have some great resources on our website about how people could do that. But again, it's not something we're going to be able to do directly. So you might find that there's questions that you need to refer out. In figuring out and really sitting down and figuring out what of these 7 issues that we've got here, plus some of the other considerations that we might have under this document, like conducting a needs survey or contacting organizations with similar concerns, you may want to pick and choose certain ones until you feel comfortable with it and then move on to other sections that you could do. For example, you might want to focus on educating the public. And you could spend a whole year doing that, which is great work, getting that out there, getting to know you. But you could also spend some time on municipal services and meetings and employment opportunities, working with your department heads to kind of advertise and let people know you're there. And I'm going to pause there for a second. I want to go back to just the PDF, make sure there wasn't anything I missed there from the document that we want to share with you. And then I'll stop and we can talk. All right, I think this is the one, Ralph. All right. So we've got our, we've got our, where's the commission? The sample operating procedures. If you're having membership difficulty, we kind of put this in here, but Sudbury had a great COD membership outreach strategy. If you were struggling with memberships, you'll see that we have the 40HA, the 22G. We also have the homepage for the ADA. That is where all things live on the federal side with the ADA, as well as we scroll down, we have a link to the digital Title II action guide, as well as we've got information on service animals. This also lives on our website as well. We have disability demographics. If you're wondering how many people in Tyngsborough have different kind of prevalences for disabilities, you can look at the MEMA's population vulnerability map, which is a little complicated. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it, but some people who know how to use GIC mapping might have better luck with it, and maybe your town might have better luck with it. But you have to look for certain markers for the town to get all of the census markers there to make sure you add up everybody. But it's a great resource to have. We also have something that was produced by the New England ADA Center in 2019 that looked at New England generally for for the demographics for individuals with disabilities at that time, right prior to the 2020 census. And as I promised, the Northeast Center for Independent Living Center, that's the center that serves you. I would strongly recommend reaching out to them and introducing yourself. And then I also do provide some regulations. This is stuff that's kind of out there. Right now, the Access Board is for state building codes. The ADA is obviously the federal civil rights requirements in the built environment. We also have the kind of, it's stalled right now, but the public rights of way accessibility guidelines, which look at your streetscapes and what they will look like, what the curb cuts might look like out there, the accessible pedestrian signals that's coming, how crosswalks are determined. There's a lot of stuff that will deal with with elements within the public rights of way that these guidelines have been developed to really be the best practice now. So if you're doing a streetscape, you would want to look to the public rights of way to ensure that you're meeting what the best practice for Title II compliance would be. We also put in there the Fair Housing Design Manual, which is, again, not exactly the easiest thing to understand, but I like to share it with you. And we also put the U.S. Forestry Services, that's the regulations for trails and outdoor recreation areas, in case people are curious about what those obligations might be under the federal standards. With that, I just had a thought, Ralph, and it came in and it stopped. So let me stop sharing for a moment. Let me come back to you, to everyone here on the call. And I'm sure people have questions rather than just me doing an information dump. So why don't we see what kind of questions we have from you guys, and maybe we can turn this back into a so I can see you and you can see me kind of discussion.
Okay, so we had put some questions together previously, and Karen's gonna be part of the discussion.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. General services, trainings and resources. Are these available to everybody in the state, or how do we direct our citizens to these resources?
Referring them maybe to MOD.
Yes.
And we have this, we have a specific way of getting people to us, which is through our contact form or through our 617 number that's on our website. We also would then, obviously, that's why I'm saying you might want to connect with the Northeast Independent Living Program to see what kind of referrals you might be getting or questions you might be getting that they would be willing to accept from you. But they are also resources. So they're not just taking things from you. They're also going to offer you information and guidance and training as well.
Yes.
MOD is not like we don't provide direct services. So we're not the ones that monitor Social Security disability or unemployment or things like that. We're held within the executive branch, and we are the executive branch's ADA coordinator for state government. So we have that role, but we obviously work with anybody who will reach out to us, just knowing that we're not a direct service agency. That's kind of a big one. So we don't have, like, the resources specifically, we don't have money to give out, right? We're not issuing out checks, we're not issuing out certain things. But I did want to share that, and I think Tyngsborough applied this year for the Municipal ADA Improvement Grant Program.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, I think the application you guys had was for the self-evaluation and transition plan? Was that?
I thought that was a previous year.
Okay, that was probably. You guys apply this? Did the town apply this year? I'm sorry, I don't know if
I don't believe we did this year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So one of the things we were looking for guidance was the timeline, so we make sure that we do get our application together in a timely manner for 26.
For FY26, which will be the FY20. So, right. In May 1st of 2026, that's when this grant program will open for applications. That'll run from, I think, what is it, June 1st, Ralph? Through, I'm sorry. No, they start early. I'm sorry, they start May 1st. They've switched the timeline, so that's a great question you have. They open it up in May.
And it ends in June.
And it ends in June for the applications to be submitted. So that's the critical time frame. I would make sure we look at our website, and there's a Municipal ADA Improvement Grant Program link that you can see once we're currently in the current cycle, but you can look at that website and see what the requirements are and when they opened and when they're closing. What was for FY25 or FY26 that we're in the current cycle, that's going to be very similar for what we're going to do the next cycle.
Okay.
So I would strongly urge people, to you guys, to keep an eye on that, especially in the late April to early June, early May, I mean, to make sure you're looking at their website to when the applications open up.
Okay, okay. Okay, then.
Major resources we get. We're so lucky to have that grant program, but
Yeah.
um,
And then the regional services we have is Northeast Independent Living Center. Is that correct? Are there any other regional services?
sure there are, and I'm sure I'm not getting most of them, but there is the RTA, if you guys, depending on if you have a regional transportation authority. But I think the Independent Living Center could probably tell you more about what local resources are out there that might be regionalized, because they are on the ground there and they do cover a region, and Tyngsborough is part of that region. So we do have kind of resources, like, again, they really checking our website for the information. We've definitely got that, but I also think reaching out to NILP is also something that would be very favorable for you, to figure out what kind of resources they may be aware of on the local level that we as a state might not know about.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then are there any pamphlets or resources that we can leave on our tables, like in the library, that will, help explain, to people with disabilities, their rights, their other, more importantly, the resources they can go to or anything like that?
There's definitely, I can physically mail you some stuff, or if you'd like, we can email you. Well, I'd probably have to mail them because the website is now our brochure, but I can mail you physical brochures if you'd like about MOD and our client assistance program, as well as our MOD offerings. I think there's like 3 or 4 flyers we could send you. We could probably send you 50 of each.
That'd be great.
If that would work.
Appreciate that. Yes.
There's 3 of them. There's the MOD brochure, our client assistance program brochure, and I think the navigating state government kind of brochure, which is a great resource when you're trying to navigate state government resources, right? So we can send you those, at least 50 of each if you'd want.
Yeah, thank you. That'd be great.
Definitely. Or you need more, just call us. Or email Ralph and I, and we'll send you out more. It may take a little bit of time to get, not a little bit of time, I don't mean like that much, but maybe a couple weeks to get those mailed out to you. We have some holidays coming up, but we also, I'll be out of the office for a while because I'm going for surgery later this week. But Ralph will be around, so Ralph is a great resource in the meantime. But we're in the office a couple days a week, so we need to find a time to get in, get those together, and mail them out. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's pretty much it that we had at the moment. We want to take a look at these brochures, see if we have any questions, and then contact the Northeast Independent Living Center, which is our local, and see what helps or what information they have.
One other question I did have, I know you have grant. Do you have any guidance on where we might be looking for other grants? I know AARP has a grant. Is there any kind of list?
yeah, that's a tough one. That's where maybe the local ILC might have some. We don't really track all of those. The one I will tell you that might be something Tyngsborough has to apply for is the Community Development Block Grants.
Right.
Which can help with stuff at CDBG funds, but some towns are automatically given those. It's based off, I believe, demographics and other considerations per town. So some cities or towns get those automatically. Other cities or towns have to apply for it.
Okay, we'll look into that.
And you should have, if you have, again, maybe not in Tyngsborough.
Department.
Yeah, you might have a community development
Department
that would be managing that.
Okay, thank you.
And that,
thank you.
CDBG funnies, that's good. CDBG monies can be used. There's certain grants that you can apply for if you're not an entitlement community.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not sure what Tyngsborough falls under. though. If
Did
you get those
anyone else
automatic.
have anything?
I have a quick question. Is the Northeast Independent Living Center state funded or federally funded?
They're actually nonprofits, but they get some MRC funding, the Mass Ability funding.
Okay.
The
Okay.
old Mass Rehab Commission
Yep.
funds them,
Yep.
but now it's Mass Ability is the agency. So they get some state funding and some federal funding and some nonprofit funding through their fundraising.
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe Meg has a question.
Hi, good afternoon. The ADA trainings on you, did they have then referral information posted and or in the comments or?
Sorry, just say that, ask that question again. I'm sorry.
The ADA training sessions on YouTube, do they have then referred information listed?
Like website.
That's a-
Downloaded.
100% great question. I think if we have links in it, we are linking it in the discussion point. That's so funny. That's so funny you asked that because I don't remember if they do. Let me see if I can get to my YouTube page if I can find it. Where'd I go? Sorry, where are we? This? I might have closed it, and I'm sorry if I did. Nope, I didn't. Okay, let's go to YouTube. Let me just take a look at the commission one because I know I had some links there.
I'm a doctor,
Oop.
and my passion is to alleviate arthritis pain using nothing but.
I'm so sorry. There we go. We don't have the paid app. We have the free version. So I'm just looking quickly as I get through a commercial to see what they did for my training, which I did. Comments are turned off. We do have a transcript. Yeah, it doesn't look like. Yeah, so there may not be as in-depth linkage there that you're thinking of.
All right.
But I know that all these topics can be found on our website as well.
Okay.
You might just have to search our webpage for it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I'm sure we will be back in touch again, once we've had a chance to digest all of this.
I'll email you that list of documents that we just shared on the screen.
yes,
It's like
yes.
18 or 20 things. So Ralph will share with you by the end of the week. And then we will try to mail you out the stuff next time we're in the office.
All right, thank you so
thank
much.
you
so much. You have a good
Good
day.
luck on your
Oh, thank you.
surgery.
And really, thank you so much. And Ralph, you have their mailing address, correct?
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, okay. So could I have you potentially email a mailing address for the materials?
Yes.
Yes, our
administrative
assistant will
take care of that.
Awesome. Perfect. So again, really, thank you so much for having us out. I know it was quick. It was kind of a lot to dump, right? But what we'd like to do is continue working with you. And as we
Well, thank
move
you
through
for
this next
joining
calendar
us.
year, yeah, we're trying to work on improving that communication and networking. So you're not just asking us, you have other commissions to go to as well that may be going through the same stuff that you might be going through.
Yes.
So,
Perfect,
Uh,
thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah,
joining
thank you.
us.
and thank you so much for letting me visit virtually.
Well, You're
So-
very
Have a good
welcome.
night.
Very welcome.
Thanks.
Okay,
My
my initial thought is
thought
that we go through the stuff once we get it, and we can put it on the agenda for next meeting, what our next steps would be along those lines. I also can tell you, I have contacted Northeast Independent Living. They said they would be back in touch about scheduling a session with us. As I think of it now, I think it's been a while, so I'll follow up with them and see what's happening there.
Okay.
But I think that's definitely a next direction to go. Does anybody want to add anything more to this discussion at this point? Peter? It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I think we need to. Okay, so let's move on to member reports. Peter, did you have anything?
I have nothing.
Karen?
No, I think Ralph and Jeff were just, they provided a lot of
Yes.
information. And I have it on my list to look for ADA fairs, to see if we can
Yes, 'cause-
find one
and-
in our area.
And that's something, because I think that's kind of the direction Peter was talking about as far as, you know, us having a booth at other places and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that, we can be moving in that direction as well.
If there's a regional fair or something.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find anything, okay?
That would be excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I tried to reach out to Allison Page, and I've not heard back from her. But I did want to say, I don't know, I get emails from the Adult Autism Support Center for our area. And this Thursday, what's today? Today, Monday? So Thursday, the 13th, from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at the Reading Public Library. They're having their annual Community Connections Adult Autism Resource Fair. So there's going to be a lot of different people there, a lot of information being handed out. So it's on Thursday from 4:30 to 6.
Excellent, that's a great thing for our community to know, participate in. Meg, did you have anything?
I would just add, with regard to fairs, I don't know if we want to do, thinking very long-term, about a disability awareness in conjunction with the health and safety fair.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought, Peter, didn't you do something with
Was
that?
that?
We
It
were
didn't-
going to try it again.
It didn't get together for this year.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
But we
too
had talked about
short.
just having a table.
Yeah.
Very
And
short.
we've, I have it on long-term plans, so
Oh,
we
great,
will,
and with
we
the
will get back
materials
to
they're-
that.
Yeah, with the
Yes,
materials
and
they're
especially
sending.
now that they're giving materials to us, that's going to help.
We get 3 or 4 different types of pamphlets or something.
Yeah.
Did you catch that?
So
Yeah.
we'll see what that's all
Yeah.
about. We have no one here for open forum. So our next meeting is December 8th. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn the meeting of the Commission on Disability on Monday, November 10th, 2025. And the time is 4:13.
I second that motion.
All those in favor? Aye. And I don't think we have anybody opposed. I think that carries.
Thank you.
Thank you all very
Thanks.
much.